Hi traders, this is Elite Currency. My name is Chris, and this video is all about the Forex market, taking a look at analysis and potential trades right now. We're going to take a look at all the majors, including the euro dollar, but let's kick off the webinar here or the video with the dollar CAD 4-hour chart. In my view, I'm seeing 5 waves up at this point. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I therefore expect an ABC correction, and I think the dollar CAD could retest the big major bottom on the daily chart indicated by the purple level. From my perspective, therefore, the most interesting trade is a hook back and a short at one of these fibs. So I'm expecting a bounce sometime soon, doesn't have to be here, but more importantly, I'm looking for a rejection in this zone 61.8 or the 78.6 fib for a move down towards the minus 272 or the minus 61.8 targets. That's the most interesting trade in my view. There could be a head and shoulders pattern. There's a left shoulder here, a head here. There could be a right shoulder if price gets all the way up to the 78 or 88.6 fib. In my view, the stop loss that I'm going to use is above this top. That's the invalidation level. And the targets are not going to exceed more than 125 because of the fact that I see 5 waves up and because there's a strong daily support level. I'm going to be very cautious with aiming and targeting, and therefore actually go above that level. So I'm aiming at 125 max, 125.50, and will not go further than that. In fact, those levels could even be used as a bouncing spot. If this is a 5 wave and this is an ABC correction, then those could be levels for a further bounce up and a bigger ABC. But that's a different story. For the moment, I think a upside will see a rejection down like this. That's the most interesting on the dollar CAD. The odd USD, I'm in a trade break even at the moment. In fact, I took the trade right here, as you can see by the dotted lines. As price was turning, I expected a larger move up on the Aussie because of the corrective spirit here, nature that price was moving downwards. The daily chart was an uptrend. This looked like a correction to the downside. So I took the bounce at the 50 fib, and you can see that it works well. Price is now broken above this resistance trend line. So from my perspective, a new trade idea could occur if price makes a pullback to the 38.50 or 61.8 fib. And I think that those will be bouncing spots for continuation up to the minus 61.8 target at around 80. I think 80 is a conservative target. And if price breaks above 80 and these tops, then it could go higher all the way to 81. So looking bullish, just looking for a retracement continuation. I'm going to hold on to my long on this Aussie. And I'm aiming for 82, I believe, 82.20 is the long-term target. But I will trail all 4-hour bottoms to lock in profit. And I will try to add on a potential trade with a small risk if it goes into this zone for a target at the minus 61.8. Let's move on to the pound. The pound is looking like a correction at this moment within a downtrend. So I have the fib on this bearish momentum swing, as you can see. And I'm looking for price to break below the moving averages, hook back, and continue. All right, I'll be using the SWOT system for that. That also could be used for basically the Aussie, by the way. What I'm looking for basically is price to get back to the moving average, show gray candles, and then blue candles again. That would be my trigger. With the dollar CAD, that's the same story, basically looking for price to make a retracement with the gray candles, then show red candles or a red arrow. So the SWOT system would show that. The same I'm looking for with pound USD. What I'm basically looking for is a break below the moving average, a hook back to it, and continue. This hook back and continue, that's the formation that I'm looking for. Otherwise, what could happen is if that doesn't happen, right, price might have completed a 5 wave and it could be starting a bigger ABC up. So I'm still cautious. I think the formation, the structure is still bearish, but I want to see a follow through on the 1-hour chart. Otherwise, it could be a bigger start of a bigger correction. Euro dollar, I think, when looking at the 4-hour chart, seems to have completed the ABC correction that I spoke about multiple times at the long-term moving average. Why the long-term moving average? Because there was divergence between these tops. In that case, the target is the long-term moving average. Price has reached the long-term moving average, and it has done so in a choppy way. It also has basically completed 5 waves here to finish wave A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It had an ABC right there, and then another 5-wave formation here. So it does look like an ABC is completed, in my view. If you look at the daily chart, this could be a wave 3 right here, and this could be a wave 4. So the break could be a wave 5 in my view, and of a larger wave 3. So from my perspective, a breakout to the upside is interesting. What we need to see is a break of this trend line. We will need to see price break above 108 as well. So that could be a bullish breakout potential right there. Here too, looking for continuation, just like the odd USD. With regard to the 1 hour chart, I think there's a 5-wave completed. So what I'm looking for is an ABC correction. And I think that could be still an interesting reversal trade at around 117.25. That is dangerous, I think, from my perspective, but possible. Would put a fib from this low to this bottom to this top, and look for basically a retracement to the 50.61.8 fib and continuation. So the bounce and breakout are both possible. The bounce should not, or price should not go below this bottom, otherwise the upside is invalidated, and there could be a bigger continuation towards the 116. Why? Because in that case, basically the correction is getting extended, and we put a fib from here to here. You can see that the target is the 38.2 fib in that case at around 116. So that would be, if this bottom gets broken on the hourly chart, right, that would invalidate the bullish potential now, and there would be a bigger reversal or a bigger retracement. Dollar yen basically is showing a good bullish momentum. It has broken above this resistance trend line, as you can see. So it looks like a break pullback. Now the pullback is quite strong with strong bearish candles. So, we got to be careful with that. But I think that still this is a good chance that this could be a pullback from our upside. However, due to the strong momentum, I think it will go in 3 waves. So I think that this could be an ABC and then a bounce again. So this is the formation I'm looking for. So what kind of interesting trades could there be? I think potential short here, although risky, and potential long here at the 78.6 fib probably. Those are 2 things I'll be monitoring and looking for. Basically, we have a bigger bottom here in play, and price has used that bottom, and it has been a couple of days above this level. So I think that the support level is being used. Therefore, I do think that a bigger correction up to 111.50, 112.50 is possible. Maybe even going all the way up again to this resistance zone. All right. I think that otherwise, on a 1 hour chart, we can take a quick look. You can see moving averages are quite intertwined, not showing a good trending situation. And that's because, of course, price is in a big range and bouncing off the bottom. So that's logical. You can see our multiple time frame indicator is mixed too. But from a wave pattern, although all these signals are mixed, I think that this formation is pretty likely. The invalidation, of course, is this bottom, and in that case, I'm not expecting any upside. The breakout would be above here. In that case, we should expect breakout to the upside. Let's move over to take a look at the Kiwi quickly, and we can take a look at basically the upside here as well, just like on the Aussie. All right, now the moving averages are more bearishly aligned, but the daily is still bullish as well, and we have engulfing twins yesterday. So price did dip below these moving averages on the daily too. So I think that it is showing bullishness, but it is not as positioned as the Aussie as the Aussie. So I have some doubts about the Kiwi. I do think that it will continue higher. I just think that the Aussie is set up a bit better. I do see bullish momentum here, so some retracement and continuation is possible on the Kiwi as well. Next on the list is the Euro-Yen daily chart, and a bit mixed on that. I'm using these 2 trend lines, in fact, to measure which breakout seems more likely. I think a break above this resistance could indicate the bullish breakout on the Euro-Yen. However, if it fails to basically break below this trend line, it could be a bounce as well within this triangle and then the continuation. If it breaks below it and this bottom, there could be a bigger downside pressure. So not too sure regarding this particular formation as yet. There is divergence between these tops slightly, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, very close though. So I am basically keeping an eye on these trend lines for more information. The pound yen daily chart is pretty much similar. Strong resistance, strong support. Although price did peek through that support, it could be basically a bit of an overthrow. So I'm not, that keen on to say that this is a breakout for sure. But it is the first start of a breakout, and especially if on the 4-hour chart it continues to break this bottom, then I would say that is a breakout. So it is at an important bounce or break spot, I would say, and let's see how price responds here. If it does break, I would say these bottoms in here around 140, of course, is important, and then the next one around 138. Basically looking for in that case for a break, pullback, continuation on a lower time frame. All right, like a 1-hour chart, for instance. If it does break above this resistance level, then it was just a little bit of an overthrow on the daily chart, and it could start to bounce back. So both Euro Yen and Pound Yen, looking at these trend lines for more information. That's about it. Euro AUD, I think, very bearish candle. Had a bit of a false break almost in a way. Look at this break. Didn't go too far in any case, this break, and then showing this bearish candle. So I think that looks like bearish pressure for the moment. I'll be looking at the 1-hour chart specifically. It seems to be continuing for the moment, but I'm looking for a bit of a pullback to the moving average, 21 EMAs, and then looking for continuation using the SWOT system, basically looking for signals, red candles, red arrows. Very simple. Pound AUD, good breakout candle of this support trend line. As you can see, good candle daily close. Below it, candle close near the low, strong candle. And on a 4-hour chart, probably, or a 1-hour chart even maybe, looking for a pullback similar to the Euro AUD and continuation of this particular breakout. Last but not least, gold, testing the resistance once again. If it bounces, it could head back to the middle of the moving averages around 1250, or even go back to the bottom of this trend line. And if it breaks, then this could be a big bullish breakout. So interesting decision zone. This is day 4 after this high. So it still has some time for the breakout, but if it fails in the next day or 2 or 3, then it's probably looking like a bounce back to the middle. That wraps up the market overview. If you liked that video, you might like our free material too, elitecurrency.com. Here's the link. And thanks for your share, like, and subscribe. Wish you all great trading. Cheers.